Hi all, we're here today in Evergreen Memorial Cemetery in Bloomington, Illinois. Please note, Bloomington is known to be the birthplace of State Farm Insurance Companies, the birthplace of Beer Nuts Corporation, and the birthplace of Steak and Shake restaurants. This video will be the first in a series of 4 that record the history of a terrible plane crash in the cemetery in the 1940s. Second will be a tribute to the life, death, and gravesite of a popular national politician, Adlai Stevenson II, a Bloomington native. Third video details the resting place of a famous old-time Major League Baseball pitcher whose record for most wins in one season still stands to this day. And the fourth video will feature the history, a memorial to a young girl buried in Evergreen named Dorothy that inspired the making of the movie Wizard of Oz. Let's get started. Cemeteries are a wonderful collection of historical facts, famous people, and peaceful places to visit in villages, towns, and cities throughout the world. I have been fascinated with cemeteries beginning at the early age of 7 or 8, after my parents moved into a new home just blocks from a very old cemetery in the early 1950s. With the advent of cell phones and the internet, one can almost instantaneously research information about the deceased, thus making a trek through any cemetery an information bonanza. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the history of a cemetery that sits in the heartland of our great country. Good morning to all the brave souls watching. Today you will learn of a plane crash on Memorial Day 1948, whereas a pilot and his passenger were severely injured. Their vintage World War II Army surplus plane crashed while throwing poppies over this very same Civil War memorial. The passenger later was to succumb to his injuries. Here is video of the actual tree trunk and the replica of the plane sculpted truly from the tree that the plane crashed into on that fateful Memorial Day, May 31st, 1948. The plane was a World War II trainer, a Vultee BT-13 Valiant, piloted by James A. Tuley, carrying a passenger by the name of Chester H. Frahm, whom I assume was throwing out the poppies. Notice the short distance between the Civil War Memorial, with 300 folks in attendance, and where the plane crashed. It was a miracle that no one on the ground was injured or killed. Shown here is an article published the day after the crash in the Daily Pantograph on June 1st, 1948. The following are a series of pictures taken immediately after the unfortunate event that I found during my research. While studying the details about this accident, I learned the pilot, James Tuley, had either sold or was selling his plane, since it was reported that he had told his wife before this fateful Memorial Day that this flight was to be his last. How ironic. There is an additional caveat to this story. While I was taking video of the plane, I noticed during editing that the left stabilizer was missing. Being that I am retired and an RC pilot myself, with having built numerous model planes over the years, I offered to repair the historical monument. Here are some pictures of myself performing the repair. During further inspection, I removed the right stabilizer that was about to fail also, and then reinforced and reinstalled the crippled winglet with wooden dowels and Gorilla Glue. I was honored to play a minor part in the restoration of this historical marker. I know all Bloomingtonians are very proud of this memorial, created by chainsaw artist Tim Gill, and generations will be forever in his debt. This wonderful work of art catches a fragment of Evergreen Cemetery's history for all to visualize and to learn about a Memorial Day celebration 73 years ago when a plane crashed into this very same tree. Be sure not to miss future videos about the life and political history of a national politician, Adlai Stevenson II, the life of old Hoss Radbourne, the famous Major League pitcher that still holds a record today for 310 wins in 11 seasons, and the gravesite of a young girl whose early death inspired the naming of Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. Goodbye all, and thank you for watching Spirits of the Cemetery.